Hello, it's Angelina Diana. I hope you're having a great day. I want to share with you a press photo that I won at auction about a year ago. And I've been on the hunt for the original newspaper article that this press photo was used for. It's kind of a fun little passionate thing I love to do. I'm really interested in the history and how something might have been used. This one was from the Miami News, Sunday, February 19th, 1961. And if you are a fan of What's My Line and of Bennett's, you know that he would normally be vacationing this time of the year. Sometimes he took a couple of weeks, a month, 3 weeks, and he would go with his family to Miami. Here is the article that I found. To the right is Mr. Ben Novak from the Fontainebleau Hotel, and that's where the Cerfs would normally stay. Next to Mr. Novak is the lovely Phyllis Cerf. In the center is Mrs. Prince. To the left of Mrs. Prince is Mrs. Ben Novak, and of course Bennett right there. I mean, what a wonderful slice of what they might have been doing or the social atmosphere. This particular place was called the Luau, and it was like a Polynesian type. The restaurant actually took a corner of where they were, so it was surrounded by water on two sides of the restaurant. Sadly, it doesn't exist anymore. Now the continuum North Bay Village is there. You can kind of see the angle of the water. Here's the original press photo. It's really beautifully detailed. I wish you can see it in person because it's not as yellow. It's more bright. And you can see kind of like the atmosphere that they would dine in. Here is a matchbook from 1961, the menu, which is quite interesting, and the food they might have eaten. And here is the drink menu. This particular drink menu is from 1960, a year before. Here's Bennett's drink. Kind of curious what he was drinking? I was. Here's the possibility of the 3 drinks that the group was sipping on. It looks like they all had the same drink. Here's his drink again. If you want to play a little game with me, I really don't know which one it was. It could have been one of 3. Here's the outside of the restaurant and the inner bar area. They were in the restaurant area. But another interesting thing happened during that vacation from the Miami News. A week before this article appeared, his biggest bookmaker. Here's a picture of Bennett speaking with the playwright. And here's a picture of Bennett and his son, Christopher Cerf. They were kind of lounging outside the Fontainebleau Hotel, and look who shows up. Jane Mansfield was there vacationing at the same time. A very interesting caption at the bottom. Jane, have you ever thought about writing a book? Very interesting. But it's a really interesting article. I'll try to post it on the site. But here's a last look. I'd like to also share the back of the press photo because it's very interesting. If you'll notice, there's a name on the upper left-hand side, Leslie Simmons. She was a somewhat popular publicity agent in Miami. And this doesn't look like a typical newspaper mock-up in the back. Normally, they would do, if it was a newspaper press photo, they would do a mock-up of how it would appear. There'd be like notes on the corner of this is how it needs to appear and this is the date. And then when they would store it away, they would cut out a photo from the newspaper to kind of memorialize it, or this is how it did appear. In this case, it's post-dated after the newspaper article, March 7th, 1961. The article was done in February. So my guess is that this is a publicity, speak Angelina, a publicity press photo that might have been used to promote the Fontainebleau Hotel. That's my guess. But this is definitely not a newspaper press photo. It's definitely a publicity one.